Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and today we have a brand new tool for the artists among us. It is called Cargo, and it is a tool from KitBash3D. Now KitBash3D make a number of, bashable, so very modular in nature, 3D asset kits. A lot of this stuff is for film quality though, so you're going to notice the file size that we're dealing with here can be quite large. So what they've got here now is Cargo. So you can see all the various different kits that they have available. Well, what you can now do is have a very Quixel Megascans-like experience with their stuff. So I can come in here to their models. I can find an individual model that I am interested in. So say, for example, I'm going to filter down by just the free stuff here. So by the way, there is some free stuff available. So you can check this out regardless if you are subscribed or not. The free stuff, we have this guy right here. You can grab it. You can pick the detailed levels of the texture. You can see, again, the polygon count we're dealing with here, and this is almost a 1,000,000 polygon model. So obviously that is a little bit meaty. And then down here you can click import. Now you have a multitude of options for where you can go ahead and import things into. I have set up 2 of them. The first one here, this here is Unreal Engine. Probably where this is most usable from a game dev perspective, because of Nanite, they'll be able to take that 1,000,000 polygon count and actually make it usable in your game. The performance is fine. It does come in, as you can see, as a blueprint made up of component objects here. So you use it just like you would use any blueprint. So let's go ahead, grab it, and drop one into our scene. So there is, again, how it works. It's integrated into a number of different environments. Now, another one I have going on here is Blender. So we get to sacrifice a default cube. Goodbye, cube. Head on back over to KitBash, and over here we'll go to Account and make sure that Blender is my active account. So again, we got Blender, we got Unreal Engine, and we've got a number of different programs you can set up. For some reason, it is not detecting, oh, it detects Unity this time. So Unity is an option here. Max, Maya, 3D Studios Max, I'm repeating myself there. Cinema 4D are available. So you got Unreal and Unity for game engines, and then Blender plus Max and Maya. So most of the major tools are out there. Obviously, no Godot, you would have to do a pass-through of Blender, but truth of the matter is you're not going to use objects of this polygon count without some manipulation. So Blender is selected. Let's go back here to the models. Like so, we'll pick another one. Again, we'll come back here to the free models, and we will pick something else. Let's try and grab something a little bit on the smaller side. So let's grab whatever this is. All right, so this here is 217,000 polygons. We'll go ahead. First thing you got to do is download it locally to the Cargo software. This is intermediate level, so they literally, I'm doing this in the afternoon when they launched it. This video will be up tomorrow. So this software literally just launched. There are some kinks to work out. The sign-in process was a little ugly. I had to create a new account. There was a couple of login, logout issues. I had to wait to get logged in. So if you're having a little bit of trouble getting into this guy, that's probably why. All right, so it's downloaded now. We'll go ahead and import it. I think it should automatically switch over to Blender because that's what I have selected. But I would love for it to say import into what. It doesn't say anything. So you can tell by the fact that Blender ain't loading up, though, that it just loaded it into Blender. So Blender is doing its thing. 1 second. So this is going to take a minute to load all the shaders and such in. But here you can see it is in Blender now, which is pretty cool. We're going to switch over here to the rendered viewport. And we'll give it a second while it compiles all the shaders. Now, what's nice is you should theoretically get the exact same experience regardless to which engine you pump this into. So let's go here. We'll go into nav mode, fly around this scene a little bit. Okay, come on. Here you go. So again, this is a 250,000 polygon object here. So that's why it's crawling whenever I do the navigation around. But as you can see, it comes in pretty much picture perfect to the platform of choice. So if it says it runs in a platform, it should generally look exactly the same regardless to which platform you pick. So again, I come back here to KitBash. Let's go here into Account. I'm going to switch over to Unreal. Again, this experience, they need to set it up so that you pick the export, however, which one you want to do it as you're picking it out. But let's grab it right here again, and then we'll do an import here. And this time it should be going to Unreal Engine. Should be. Let's find out if it's coming in. So also we could have a little bit of more feedback on where it is going. So I have no idea if that came in. Let's go down here. All of the things come, yeah, so here we go. All of the things come into a Cargo folder. So I'll let this run for a second. It does take a few seconds to bring it in. Now, this is one other thing that I find kind of frustrating with it. It is here. It looks really good. It's just basically ready to go, drops into the scene, but it actually instantiates one into the scene for you when you import it. So it imports and creates one. I would rather it just brought it in here, so the blueprint was created, and then I could access the blueprint and do what I wish with the blueprint, as opposed to actually plunking one into the scene that I'm currently working on. So that's functionality that I am not that keen on, but I think that would be a fairly easy thing to change. So here you can see it in Unreal Engine. Over here, you can see it in Blender. Obviously, we're getting a bit of a different result with the shader going on, but otherwise, basically the same object with different lighting models. So that's really cool. That's the nutshell of how it works. You'll notice in addition to models, we also have materials available over here. So you see there are a variety of materials in this system. There's tons and tons and tons of them. Also, you can navigate by kits as well. Under materials, you will notice there is a decent amount of free content as well, which is nice. And each material you pick in here, you can decide what resolution up to 4K that you wish to download it as. The models, again, can all be sorted by, so you can do it from the kit that they're available in, like that, especially if you already own some of their kits. You can do it by a genre, so let's say you were doing a sci-fi only, you can filter down by sci-fi. You can also filter down by the object type it is, so let's say it's only wants sci-fi furnishing, and then you're going to get just the sci-fi furnishings at that point in time. You can also say the overall size of the object, so 1 to 5 meters, I'm assuming that scope is, so 50 meters plus. There should just be large buildings instead of, oh, nothing in that size category. Nothing in that size, okay. This might actually be, I have no idea what this object size actually is. Oh, I've got it filtered down as well. So I am going to do that again. Yeah, so you're getting just large size buildings. So that is a size driven, not a polygon count driven thing there. So again, you can filter by genre, filter down by kits. Again, you can just say, just show me the free stuff, which again is nice that there is this decent amount of free stuff. You will again notice everything here. So 133,000 polygons, 94,000. Actually, they're not as bad as. So I actually just happened to pick some of the rather large. So that one is 1,000,000 polys, for example, 102. I'd love to see multi-different versions that you could actually download to basically have them deal with the LOD levels for you, but that would be nice to be in the future anyways, so you don't have to deal with generating different LODs for your objects, but everything here is super high resolution. Now, at the end of the days, you may be interested, okay, what does this cost me if you want to move beyond the free stuff, and you're looking at currently $65 a month. So what exactly are you getting out of that? Well, you're getting basically access to the KitBash model library and the material library, every New World kit release, and monthly cargo exclusive kits, and then there's a per seat licensing option here as well. You may notice here there's also a different price there that I have no idea. I can't actually read what that is. Oh, so save 45%. So I'm guessing that's 190, and there is another price there if you don't buy it at this level or this term. Again, setting things up is pretty simple. Everything is, when you first run it, it's going to ask you to pick a software. It does a plugin for that software. One thing that is a little frustrating for this one is it is on at least for Unreal Engine, a per project basis. For Blender, it actually installed as a plugin. So you notice over here, there's just this KitBash plugin. You can activate it and deactivate it, and it just works for every version of Blender. Whereas for Unreal Engine, you actually have to install this for each project you wish to use it in. So you actually install it to a U project when you first initialize it. But once that is done, it works pretty great. So if you're currently a KitBash customer, this is going to be great. It's going to give you a direct integrated access to all of their content in your weapon of choice, whichever, if you're using Max Maya, Blender, or whatever, or your game engine of choice, as long as it's Unreal or Unity. This is going to give you direct access to the content. The $65 a month, again, if you're using this stuff, that's a bargain compared to the cost of buying just one of these kits. But yeah. So if you're interested in learning more, it is available at KitBash3D.com. You'll notice cargo is linked on their front page. So again, when I'm talking about $65 a month being a bargain, when you look at the price of their existing kits, let's say the Hong Kong kit here, this one is $200. So you know, if you're using just one kit, that's 3 or 4 months worth of subscription. So it is nice in terms of that pricing, but obviously for a lot of you, that pricing is going to be quite steep. And I do really wish that there were multiple LOD versions in there. And I do wish that the process of exporting, you know, choosing between which version to export out to, so Blender or Unreal or whatever, was actually in the exporting phase. But for a product that literally just launched yesterday, Cargo looks interesting. So ladies and gentlemen, that is Cargo from KitBash3D. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.